Hey everyone, we're going to talk about pH meters and soil pH. The reason I'm doing this video is because we recently planted a bunch of blueberries. And of course, we went the typical route of 50% of our soil amendment being sphagnum peat moss, and we used another 50% of actual Douglas fir bark mulch. So everything's going pretty good so far, but what's confused me is these cheap Amazon pH meters, well, multimeters actually, and these are not electronic, no battery. I got this green one first, and does not register anything close to an acidic reading in the sphagnum peat moss. I figured, well, maybe it's not working the right way. And yes, I did scuff the ends up a little bit, which you're supposed to do with like some 250 to 500 grit sandpaper. Thought maybe it ain't working, so just this week I bought this one here. And this one I think is a little more reliable than what the green one is, but same type of thing. Plugged it in, put it down there, and I was lucky if I was getting about a seven pH here on the meter for my sphagnum peat moss. Now, I know there's all these claims that sphagnum peat moss is acidic, that it's apparently, like a 4 or a 5 on the pH scale. And I haven't personally experienced that. And I know for a fact the bags said sphagnum peat moss when I bought the bags. So is there something going on? Is there a different type of peat moss in a bag that's labeled sphagnum? Because I know some people said regular peat moss has a pH of like 7. But I've also, after poring over countless videos on the topic, reading countless forums, I've seen a reoccurring theme of people saying that their sphagnum peat moss was about 7 on the pH scale. So we're going to go ahead and explore this a little bit deeper. I'm going to show you one test in some soil that I got from Walmart that I have my tomatoes in right now, which is an equal mixture of the bagged potting soil and bagged compost. I'll show you that both these pH meters work, and then we're going to stick these down into a galvanized planter I have that I know for a fact was labeled sphagnum peat moss. I got my marigold starting to grow in there, and we'll see what the readings show in that. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. The pH meters have been in the soil for a few minutes as instructed to do. I also want to let you guys know that I have tested also with the actual soil pH test strips. And what I will tell you is these did come up fairly similar readings to what I got from both of my previous tests using the straight sphagnum peat moss and the mixture of bagged topsoil and bagged compost. So we're going to check the see what the readings are on these meters in that first soil medium we got. Okay. Right here is our topsoil and compost mixture we were talking about. Let's see what the readings show. We're showing about a 5 on that one, and we are showing about a 5 on that one right there. So let's go ahead and take these out. This is our straight peat moss. Let's go ahead and put them down here. And we're going to leave them in there for a few minutes too. And let's put this one about right here. Turn that meter like this. That way we can see. Okay, we'll be back here in a few minutes and we'll check the results on this. Okay, everyone, it's been a few minutes. Let's go ahead and see what the results are on our pH meters. Keep in mind, this galvanized tub, this is all 100% sphagnum peat moss. This meter here isn't showing too good. It's showing like between 7 and 8. This one here, I do not believe is, well, neither are actually reliably accurate. But I believe the white one's more accurate than the green one. So now the white one is showing a pH of what appears to be like between 6 and 7. So right the very top end of an acidic reading for peat moss. So, that is interesting, actually. Well, everyone, in conclusion, yeah, I know these cheap pH meters are definitely not reliable, but I did show in this video they do both work. And yet they gave hardly any reading when they were in the Sphagnum peat moss planter with the marigolds. And also, it rained last night. Both these pots are more than wet enough as instructed with these meters when you're using them. Now, like I said, I also did a comparison test prior to this a few days ago using the pH test strips. The pH test strips, based on the color coding, did closely correlate what these findings were that I just showed you on these meters today. So, conclusion, if it is actually Sphagnum peat moss that was indeed inside the big bales I bought that were labeled Sphagnum peat moss, then it is not as acidic as everyone claims. Now, unless I'm getting a different type of peat moss improperly labeled as Sphagnum peat moss, that could explain it. But the white meter did give us a slightly acidic reading in the peat moss container with the marigolds. So, conclusively, it's definitely not highly acidic, the peat moss, that is. And even the test strips did confirm that. So, I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I have 11 blueberry plants, and we used, and believe me, there's a bit of money spent on that. We're watching them closely. I mean, the soil's amended. We have the sulfur in the soil and everything. The berries are not showing any sign, or the leaves are not showing any signs of the yellowing, which indicates a pH issue. So hopefully the sulfur will kick in, before we do have any problems. So you guys let me know in the comments your personal experiences with peat moss. Like I said before, I know that some people have actually said, hey, their peat moss has always tested like at a 7 pH. I'm thinking what I came across here confirmed the same. So other than that, you guys have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. Keep safe.